Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Micromotor Workshop. I named this one FPV TV because I built this funny head here. So I've merely stuck a micro FPV pod to the brim of this head. And because tomorrow is Australia Day, I started celebrating that already today. So, as usual, the stream has a 25-second lag, but nevertheless, you can participate in the chat room, which I have open right here. You can click on the pop-out icon on the bottom. And Jesse has found that already, says loud and clear, buddy. Thank you. So assuming it stays like that, last week we had some significant issues which I believe were caused by the telco guys, because when I drove down to the post office after the stream, I've seen them digging huge holes in the ground, which probably ruined my day a little bit, but also leaves hope that the network upgrade will come sooner than I anticipated. George can see me. Sweet, that was the plan. So let's get into this. So this here is a video transmitter with a right-hand polarized antenna running on 5.74 gigahertz, and the output you can see here. So that's why FPV TV should make it easier for me to show you my setup. So here's 3 more transmitters, and over there, I'm gonna get the angle right. I angled the camera 20 degrees down, so I thought that maybe that wasn't too smart. Gonna film like should be good. So maybe a little bit like that. So as you can see, my ground station over here. Well, let me put that in full screen like that. How about that? That's like true FPV, so you can be me, okay? Hola, Adam is here, and my images are a lot clearer, says Lloyd. Okay, let's get moving. So here's my new antenna array, and as you might see, this is a right-hand polarized antenna, as is this one, which are on the first receiver, and this one here plus this one is left hand, these two are right hand, and these two are left hand again. And they run on, oh, that's the wrong channel, that's why it wasn't working, 5740, 5780, 5820, and 5860 it should be. So the plan is to make them all work at the same time. So to do that, I can, let me move that. I just see I didn't change it. Now, after I changed the display, I also have to click on transfer to broadcast. Okay, so here we go. Haha, I figured out why there was no sound. Sketchy Hamster gets a bonus point. Exactly that happened. He forgot to edit the scene he's in, getting the audio from the wrong source. And even if he figured it out later, he didn't press the submit button. Yeah, you know, learn as we go. The only way to learn making live streams is screwing up live streams. So that's what I'm doing. So what you missed in the time where the mic wasn't open, even if I have two transmitters on different polarizations, they still create intermodulations, harmonics, offshoots, however you want to call them, but not as strong as before. So now I have 3 running at the same time. Right hand polarized on 5740, left hand polarized on 5780, and left hand on, no, right hand again on 5820 in the back over there. So blue is 5740, yellow is 5780, red is 5820, and green is 5860, again left hand polarized. So let's plug in number 4. So you see it's still messing with the other streams, but only very strong in the beginning, and it seems to work. So let's put that now over here. It's very close to the analyzer, as you can see, and also to the receiver. That's why it's the strongest signal. But I need to start a print job. Print. My headset starts beeping. That's not a good moment in time for that. Damn. It was charged fully. I think the battery's dying. So, yay, sounds back, yay, audio, yeah. Great job, Sketchy Hamster. We hope for the best chain. And Sketchy Hamster, it's the first time and you already figured it out. You should send me a message later on and teach me how to do live streams. George still doesn't have sound on your end. Well, then I blame your end. I can see here. Here it's moving, so there's sound coming. Sketchy Hamster wants an alien Wii. Yeah, we'll get to that. I got some new ones, but yeah, not enough, unfortunately. What happens with the printer? Why is it not printing? Material isn't enough, he says. Please replace new spool. That's bullshit. Maintenance. New spool, I tell you. Quit. Print. So, I'm a bit worried that you will lose my audio in a few minutes. Because my headset's beeping. So when that happens, you'll be without sound for a few minutes until I figure out how to connect that other headset to this computer. Anyway, back to the topic. As you can see, I kind of got it working. So 4 video transmitters, all in quite close proximity to the receivers, which, yeah, it's not the ultimate use case, but yeah, you know, you got to do a smoke test before you put stuff live usually. So what do you think? Any further suggestions how to improve the thing? Any further ideas for the live test on, when is it? Next Tuesday, so in 8 days, on the kart track in Sydney. So I hope some of you guys from the local race club have joined the stream again. Or if not, any questions on the rig? There will be alien flight now. I've been trying to make a build for the longest time and I need wintertime practice. Yeah, so while I wait for you to ask questions on the FPV rig, let me show you what I got. So I'll check if the camera angle is right. If I look like this, hang on, if I put the head like that, this. Okay. So like that. Damn, how can I figure this out? Is that the right camera angle? Yeah, maybe. So here, green alien, my friends. Green aliens. I got 2 of them. Rob at microfpv.eu made them for me. Thick green PCB. Okay, so back in business. So yeah, camera number 2 had some issues, but came back to life. Yeah, I see what you mean, the camera angle is a little bit down. So I should just take the 20-degree wedge out. But yeah, I thought when I'm working on stuff, no, it's good like that. So back in action, yes. Okay, so yeah, I think I got it working. I'll take that thing like it is to the local race meet in 8 days, tomorrow in a week, and instead of broadcasting the stream live, I'll just record that split screen onto back in action. Hey, cool. That was quicker than I expected. So I just connected the other base station with the other headset. So, yep, lost sound, Pilsner Popper. Yeah, that's because The headset battery died. Headset just died, exactly. What are you printing? I'm printing more alien brain parrot adapters, like these here, because I got a bargain on 100 parrot frames. So in expectation of new alien brains, oh yeah, well, you can stick all other FCs in there too, but yeah, you know, in expectation of new alien brains, I'm already preparing some new frames. It is a, what printer is that? It's a UP Plus 2, a Chinese brand which seems to be almost exclusively available in Australia for some reason. Adam can hear me. It is basic, you know, what you get for $2 grand. It's a 140 by 140 print bed, and it moves the platform in 2 dimensions and the head in 1, which makes it quite compact. I like it. Works good for about 2 years now. Hey, is that frame available for 6S? I think you mean 6mm motors. What frame? This frame here? No, we only make that in 8.5mm. Mr. E says the only improvement could possibly be the use of patches looking out to the race area. I think that's how they did it with raceband at the Nationals, if the current clovers are not sufficient. Yes, UP plus 2. And yes, not necessarily patch antennas, but directional antennas. So I have different directional antennas. This is a helical antenna, quite narrow beam, so I think it will not work too well. Is the angle good? Hang on, let me see. I'm gonna put this over here so I can monitor my stream. So, like, just take this one here. So a closer look at the antennas. I think that was one of the parts which I missed earlier as well due to the audio outage. So antenna number 1 is, I think, a 7-turn, or no, 5-turn, 11 dB gain, right-hand polarized helical antenna. The next one is a cloverleaf, right-hand polarized mad mushroom, both on receiver number 1. Receiver number 2 has a left-hand polarized pepper box plus a left-hand polarized air blade. Receiver number 3 has a true RC crosshair right hand plus a Fat Shark antenna right hand. And receiver number 4 has again a left-hand polarized air blade plus a X2 X square air true RC horizon antenna, which has a wider but flatter beam than the single crosshair. So I'm going to figure out which one of those 4 directional antennas works best in the field. So not much of use in here, but that's what I'm going to be using on the field. So each pair is obviously in diversity. So always one directional and one omnidirectional work together. So far the plan. Will you be selling the parrot frames? Yeah, selling, let's say, passing it on. I don't um, expect to make much money of that, but yeah, technically I'll probably be selling them. Um, yes, Adam, the bat moves forward and backward. The head moves left and right, and the bat also moves up and down. Shane says the parrot frames are nice, and Sketchy Hamster think they are pointless, bulky, and heavy. Now I'm with Shane. I think parrot frames are awesome and cheap. I think I paid $4 or so a piece. Mr. E asks what nozzle it is. I think it's I don't know what type of nozzle it is. It's the standard nozzle that came with this printer, and I keep using it. I don't know what nozzle it is, but it is high impact semi-transparent ABS, which prints very nicely at 255 degrees Celsius, does not stink, gets off the print bed and off the support very nicely, and yeah, just prints without any hassle. Yagi, is there a Yagi antenna? A 5.8 gigahertz Yagi antenna? Let's see. I'd like to have one, actually. 5.8 gigahertz Yagi. Why is it not typing here? For those of you who don't know what a Yagi is, it's basically a long stick with elements on there. You can get very high gain. Oh, here, Ready-Made RC sells one. 16.5 dBi Yagi antenna. Yeah, you can get Yagi antennas with a lot of gain, but the problem with that is you gotta always watch out on the beam width. And when I look at this one here, it has a 30-degree beam width. So 9 degrees that much, so a third of that. So you have an angle of that. So yeah, try to aim at your copter with that. Good luck. So if you want to do that, you need multiple of them and use maybe a 4-way diversity receiver, and then you can punch into certain areas of the field, but you can't use, at least not like a 10-element Yagi, to cover a whole field unless you're far away. So yeah, Shane, $4, and I think there was even Aussie bucks. So lots of parrot frames are coming my way. They said they're going to send it with a courier because Australia Post didn't want to send such a large box. 4 millimeters, 0.4 millimeters, says Shane, is the nozzle. I believe you. You know what my nozzles are, Shane. Mr. E is in the UK or EU and says they cost a little bit more. So yeah, I think the retail price on the parrot frames is $7 US, but they do the Lego ones as well. Yeah, the new one, the Parrot Airborne frames, I think they have little Lego nupsels on there. You can stick Lego figures on there. How convenient. I wonder where they got that idea from. So, yep. Yes, and then $10 shipping. Yeah, so I'll ship them for $5, and you can even order other stuff alongside. And yeah, Shane, you should come here. I got lots of new stuff. Lots of new stuff. You'll like it. So yeah, pretty stable, I'd say. I'm looking at my video stream here, and of course I prepared a little bit to actually make it work, the little smoke test, and yeah, I actually never sat down and let the video transmitters run for more than 5 minutes at looking at it. I see a little bit of noise, and it's dropping out even on number 2. Number 2 has some issues. And also the frequency analyzer has issues. Where's that? Let me create a new desktop presenter. Delete the freaking green shot. New at local desktop presenter. Window. Select window. IRF Explorer. Good. Why do they make it so complicated? And now I gotta click add local desktop presenter 2. Bam, there you go. Edit shot. Make it smaller. And somewhere over here. So now channel 2 came back. So camera number 2. That's this one here. Why does it make problems? Let's replace it with another one. So this is now how I memorize that. If the backward lobe is up to the left, then it's left hand. So left hand, I need left hand. Left hand, left hand. This one here is left hand. And now first 2 pins back, third pin forward, forward. This one back and this one forward. It's a 32 channel transmitter. Very nice. Okay, replace the camera. Let's see if that, I'll see which one is it interfering with number 3. That's the one in the back, so the furthest away. So yeah, 3 transmitters close to the receiver will still kill a signal 3 meters away. But apart from that, I think it's pretty much working. Mr. E assumes I'm talking about the rolling spider frame. Yeah, that's right. Rolling spider frame, this one here. Works pretty good as FPV platform as well. Just put the camera on the battery tab, strap the receiver underneath with a zip tie, and put one of these FC adapters in the bottom. I think I even published the print files. You can print your own if you want to. And yeah, indestructible as far as I can tell. I heard someone was breaking it, but maybe that's because of the temperature. It's kind of body temperature outside here, and that plastic doesn't break at that temperature. So surprisingly successful, my little experiment, I'd say. So Any further questions? Any further ideas? Is anyone watching from the local race guys? I know Shane is. So Shane, if you want to have a left-hand polarized transmitter, or anyone else who's listening who's local and wants to join the races on next Tuesday, I have a few of the left-hand ones, also actually in both directions, but I think the left-hand ones are most interesting because all the other people and probably all the new people who will come and pollute the airspace, they will probably run right-hand polarized antennas. So until the word spreads, and yeah, I admit I'm helping with that, until the word spreads, left-hand gives you a 6 dB, I think it's 6 dB of dampening, a 6 dB advantage over the noise, which, yeah, I wish we had more, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, so Mr. E, obviously we got to differentiate between the dropouts in the stream and the dropouts in the actual FPV system. And I think the couple dropouts what we've seen on channel 2, the upper right hand one, they seem to be coming from that camera. Maybe it was overheating, but all the others run fine for, like, I switched this thing on my head on even half an hour before I started the stream, so that's now running for at least an hour. So Pilsner Popper says, if you have time at some point, could you talk a bit about your favorite micro FCs? Looking at the Sky, Pico, Micro MWC, and Alien V will be used mainly for acro and racing. Yep, I can do that. Neon Xenon says, I know it's unrelated, but I just got some of your motors for the Strix Alias, and I was wondering how many battery packs they will last. I did a test once. You can go back in my Vimeo stream, vimeo.com/drben, DRBEN, and search for Alias in there. I did a test and took me a whole weekend, and I think it was 81 flights. It was a whole weekend shift. I was flying this thing Saturday and Sunday, so you can ruin a set of motors in around 8 to 10 hours. Factory lifetime is 5 to 6, so if it's below that, our implicit warranty is going to cover you. So Mr. E likes it. Anyone know the Bayang X9 FC? I don't. Adam is glad to see this one. Important info. Jesse wants to have a link for the all-in-one FPV rig you're using today. So yeah, you mean the airborne parts, so to speak. They are TE93 modules from, I bought them from, the first one I bought from Banggood, the second one, or the second set I got from microfpv.eu, and then I figured out that my favorite supplier for the for the MC900 cameras is actually the manufacturer of them. So I sent them a couple messages and got a few custom ones. So they are with different antennas and different cameras. And soon they also will come with a built-in voltage regulator and step up. So 10 gram all-in-one FPV pod with better quality and a better price straight from China. Soon on Micromotor Warehouse, if things work out. Who is this Alan we? This Alan we keep hearing about? I think because this question comes from Jesse, he might be pulling my leg. How does the NQX handle 8.5 millimeter motors? That's a good question, ACG KPLH. I call that setup the flying bull because the beginning of the throttle curve is, unless you use a very heavy battery, above power throttle. So as soon as you throttle up, this thing goes up like a rocket. You can only fly it continuously if you know to fly acro mode properly and do continuous loops, flips, rolls, or whatever. So that's the flying bull, because flying it is like riding one. But yeah, seriously, I suggest you use, if you want to use the NQX FC, you got to use the NQX FPV FC, because it seems to have a different throttle curve and a different PIDs. So the NQX FPV FC will work with 8.5 millimeter motors, but still you have to replace the battery connector, including the cable, ideally straight off the board, because that seems to be a bottleneck. Yeah, Flying Bull sounds great. I thought that too. It was fun until it died. So yeah, we can finish on time if you want. You know, what I struggled with last time, I seem to have accomplished pretty quickly this time. I have 10 more minutes left. Someone asked about my favorite flight controllers. I, of course, like to talk about that. Do you know of any motors that are not as performance related but more durable, says Mr. E. I actually have a plan for that. And this is a special bunch of motors which my friends in Guangdong made for me, because I'm always bugging them, make them more durable, make them last longer. So they made these here for me. 7mm ultra durable. They say 20 hours of lifetime. I haven't tested it yet. Someone wants to volunteer? I only have 20 sets, so I can't part with too many of them. But if you volunteer your time and do some motor endurance tests for me, I might offload a very small handful of them. Yeah, send me a message, support@micromotorwarehouse.com, and say you want to endurance test 7mm motors. Durable motors would come with built-in motor protectors. I don't think so. If you mount the props properly, crashing isn't much of a problem. And if you want to crash on throttle, you can put prop guards on. You can get prop guards which just stick onto the motors from extreme production, which I find extremely annoying to deal with. That's why I'm not buying any stuff from them anymore. But you can if you want to. They look like this. Little 4 pieces in there, which you can stick right onto the motor. They come in 7 and in 8.5 millimeter. You make, I break. Yeah, we know that already. 20 hours would be cool. So yeah, I just should get to it and put it up there and let them run. They need to be compared to the others. So if you want to do this, I sent you a bunch of those and a bunch of the normal ones. And yeah, I don't know. Should be a bench test, but also a life endurance test. Yeah, it's on my list, but it shares the list with so many other parts. So yeah, anyone who wants to do that, please send me an email. As I said, I don't have too many of them, so I probably can give away, I think I have 20. I probably can give away 10. So that's, that's 2 of you. One last question, do you have any ballpark figures for thrust off the top of your head? Well, somewhere between 30 and 40 gram for a 8mm motor, but you can just go back in my YouTube channel and look at the motor tests which I published not too long ago. Yeah, for some reason this doesn't work for me right now here. So yeah, just go to the Micro Motor Warehouse YouTube channel and go back, I think like 10 videos or so. There should be a comparison of props on the 2 8mm motors. I'm asking for it, Adam, I do. So someone else was asking, forgot who, about flight controllers. Well, I obviously like the Alienware flight controllers, but I also like, well, not so much actually, but I do fly them sometimes. Where are they? Over here. Micro MWC flight controllers, and sometimes, very rarely actually, I fly this Sky as well. So the advantage of those two, to start with that, this is the Sky, and this is the trusted Micro MWC. Well, trusted. No, it's not trusted. It's just old. The advantage of them both is that they have an integrated receiver, which is also one of their disadvantages because the receiver isn't too good. Or at least the communication between the receiver and the board, it's kind of laggy. I didn't notice that. I was flying this for over a year every day, and then I got an Alienware and thought, oh yeah, that's good. But only when I went back and flew these things again, I realized how good the Alienware actually is. And it took me a while to figure out what's the actual problem. I'm still not 100% sure, but I believe the lag from the receiver to the flight controller is one of the things which makes me feel not so connected to these Hextronic quantum flight controllers. But they're very small and light. So anyway, anyways, there's nothing like it. Nothing. And I'm not even selling any, so I'm not even paid to say that. They're now alien flight, Scott. Right. Jason is happy with the brick mounts. That's cool. I have some new brick mounts. So the previous ones, I printed them on this printer there in the back, and they're actually pretty good. So for those of you who have ordered a few of them, they are pretty strong, pretty good, but yeah, it's just too much printing. Quite a few people actually order them and bug me when they're out of stock, so that's why I made those. Not in the shop yet, just got them yesterday. They are printed with a laser sintering process. It's essentially you stuff a whole lot of powder in a box and then shoot it with lasers from 2 dimensions. Sounds futuristic, but it's actually pretty straightforward and works very good. So I'm not doing this myself, but there's a company in Australia. I'm sorry, I gotta dig your pamphlet out of the trash. It says, "G'day, your 3D printed parts look awesome." I actually agree. So 3dprint-au.com. Happy with your part? Yeah, very happy. And I'm start spreading the happiness right now. But yeah, this goes back in the trash. So nylon laser sintered brick mounts. You can break them, you know, if you really make an effort, you can break them, but I think in normal application, they are pretty bulletproof. So these are strong already. These are even better. Coming soon. And yeah, more of these frames I got on order too. Time to get building and do something fun. So I plan to also make a few attachments, like a camera angled attachment, which you can stick on there and put your camera on there. You know, it's not really competitive because the frame is too heavy. Like this, it's 14 gram, and you can make one out of polycarb for 6 gram less, 5 gram less. So yeah, but for some fun, play with the kids, I think that's cool. So we'll have more of them too. Evil pilots. So what is your favorite satellite receiver? Well, I'm using these Lemon RX receivers. Standard flavor. This is the DSM-X version. They also come in DSM-2. I did not notice any difference, so they're good. They also have a diversity option with longer antennas. So I haven't tested that because they have pretty long antennas. So here's one which I've taken out of the box. in comparison, small antennas and long antennas, so they are really long. I plan to use them soon for some, it looks like a mustache. I plan to use them in some range tests. I actually have a video which I didn't finish editing yet, which I created over Christmas. I went to visit friends in the country who were flying out to the farm as far as it went, which wasn't too far, so I think like maybe 200 meters, but to bush and stuff and a little barbecue hut, and around 200 meters I think the signal dropped. But I think before I step up the game on the receiver antenna, I will put the transmitter antenna for the control link somewhere high up, because if you have the transmitter antenna in your lab on your transmitter, I don't think you should expect too much range out of that. So a proper maybe 3 dB dipole antenna on a stick, it's going to be my first measure to extend the control link range. Evil pilots, how is that supposed to work? I can sell evil pilots? Oh, actually I can't sell evil pilots. I know what you mean. So you mean just the pilots? Is that an evil pilot? No, this is a normal pilot. But yeah, I have a evil pilot breeding ground over here. So these are normal pilots. And these are evil brains. You can see it. Lots of evil brains. So yeah, you reckon I should sell evil pilots? I thought I could keep them all. Lego have changed policy regards asking what you want the blocks for now. Really? I don't know what the Lego policy is in terms of selling their stuff or making compatible stuff. I sent them a message and they don't reply to me, and I try to research stuff and it's not clear to me. So if anyone can educate me what I can and can't do with Lego parts, I would appreciate that. One kilometer plus micro. Yeah, I think a kilometer of range is perfectly possible. But I'm not really sure if it's necessary. But yeah, we find out. I think, flying along the beach, we have a couple of beaches here where I think it's more than a kilometer from one end to the other. And, my main problem with flying out a kilometer is if you lose it eventually, and yeah, you will, let's face it, at some stage, if we do it, we'll drive it to the limit. So you at some stage will lose it, and if that's like a kilometer away, how are you going to find that if you fly just, up to town? The solution, I think, is we're going to fly at the beach along the tracks of the lifesaver car. So if it drops, you're just going to walk along the tracks and hopefully you find it. Otherwise, Reggie Sharks might get lost. Auction Adam Pace for evil pilots. Okay. Change the head, yeah. So this is how you evilify your pilots. Take normal pilot. He's half evil already. Take the normal head off, and you can either evilify or alienize them at some stage. Oh no, where are they? I went on eBay one day and bought all the alien heads they had. Wasn't too many of them, so before I show you that, I should probably go on eBay and see if there are any left. Look at that, my alien friends. How do you like that? So yeah, alien. Or alternatively, your choice of evil head. I think I like this one here the best. Zombie Trooper. It was after they refused that artist IYY or something that they changed. No, they won't ask in the tabloids. I don't understand what you mean, Mr. E. You hike half a mile down the river and get it back. Yeah, I like to avoid that. So, Adam, my plan is not to walk. Yeah, you need an alien pilot. You didn't have an alien pilot yet, Adam? I already sent away quite a lot of them. This box was full. It was full, so there are many aliens out there already, and you didn't get one. They can be hard to find, especially now. Let me quick get on eBay and buy them all. eBay. Alien head Lego. Ah, here they are. From Germany. What? $2 a piece. Let's see. It's actually not too bad. It's the only ones. So let's see who's quicker. So $2 a piece and $5.70 delivery. Let's see, 8 available. Let's see what they charge me for 8. $15, so that's 8. Yeah, I can live with that. Please complete your purchase. The Aussie dollar is worth almost nothing. So yeah, I give you $20 for 10 alien heads. You saved $40 on shipping. That's nice of you. So 8 more. Pay. Alien pilots are in your future, Adam. Pay. You know, the only source on the internet to get alien heads is right here now. Estimated delivery between February 5th and February 22nd. I'm patient, my friends. So exactly, I'm way in the future. So, but I'm transmitting down back into the past, so you know all what's happening in the future already. Yeah, Pilsner are popular. You sound sort of. I thought someone who's popping Pilsners must be German, but apparently not. So you can't really get alien flight controllers in the US or anywhere else for that reason, anywhere else in this galaxy at this point in time. You gotta make your own or have knowledgeful friends who solve some for you. I'm not that gifted, but I'm bribing everyone to give me some more flight controllers. So yeah, either skill up or make some friends. Community.micromotorwarehouse.com and look at for one of the hot threads there, alien flight. All the people deep entrenched into that topic are hanging out there. So Adam has some new aliens that will need homes soon. Shane offers his hospitality for you, Adam. Side whispery, I like that. Well, actually, no, I don't need that anymore. Sorry. Look how I'm setting them up now, and I think that's a pretty good way of doing it. Just backwards. That exposes the USB port on the back. The other wires go to the front and makes for a very clean setup. That's everything what this thing needs to run full FPV. Just the motors are missing. But apart from that, this thing is complete. So reverse is my flavor of the week. 9.5 amp FETs. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm not really sure if you need that, to be honest. Those 4.2 amp FETs what Lance has put on his controllers, they have been working well. You know, they only haven't been working well when they haven't been working well, but for those what I have, they work well. So if you have good quality 4.2 amp FETs, I don't see an issue. When you only need like 3 amps and those 4.2 are continuous, or 4.2, it doesn't really bother them. They all last, even if you crash install them. And if the 9.2, 9.5 amp ones are of sketchy quality, you'll get issues even if they are spec'd to 10 amps. But yeah, let's hope that they are actually better quality. I looked at the 9.5 amp FETs, and interestingly, they have a lot more connectors, ports to it. And I think the main current sink is that large pad in the middle, so they look like they can yield more current. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but yeah, let's hope for the best. I think you guys know what to do. So it feels like allow more power to the motors. Yeah, I think beefier and fatter parts, as long as they're not getting too heavy, and yeah, it doesn't make much difference at that scale. I'm with you. So the large camera, you're saying this is a large camera? Yeah, it's a large camera, but it includes the video transmitter. (180 degrees on the transmitter or through sketch on reversed alien? I've just reversed the 2 channels. So all my flight controllers just run the standard sketch, and I just reverse pitch and roll on the transmitter, and off you go. My wife has been bugging me for an alien boat for months. I think that's a problem, Shane, what many people would like to have. My wife doesn't even know what that is. Well, she knows all the backstory, so if I explain you, look, that is the alien wave flight controllers which are causing all the stir up, and she knows. But I think, Shane, you're one of the few lucky ones, so tell me if that's not so lucky that your wife is actually flying these little things as well. So Boomtown asks, how is an 8-bit alien faster than 32? I don't know how, but I think it currently is. So I don't know why, but none of the copters I've built based on any clean flight micro build. I have a few different flight controllers running clean flight. Nothing of that performs as good as the 8-bit ones. I tried a lot, and at some point, since I have enough of these 8-bit controllers, I just stopped bothering and use those. Maybe someone figures it out at some stage, but since I also can't really see an advantage of going to 32-bit, what do you gain from that? You gain a few more processor resources, so you can run larger sketches. You can put more code in there. You can run more stuff. Yeah, you don't need that. So if you want that, if you want to have more functionality, if you want to have GPS and sonar and more motors need also more processing power. So if you want more, if you need more, you can muck around with 32-bit, but I'm a little bit old school, I think. I learned programming assembler. I like minimalism. I don't want any extra shit to fly around. Just what's needed. So my design principle is, if there's any part on there which I can take off and it's still going to fly, I'll take it off. So yeah, I'm not saying that 8-bit controllers are better. It's just kind of a little bit of a personal taste, and my main taste is currently asking for 8-bit controllers, which doesn't mean that you cannot also have 32-bit controllers, but if I currently had the choice of all of the controllers I tested, 8-bit classic narrow Alienware with front USB and 5-volt output. That's what I like to taste most. Of course, shortly followed by mango lassi. What? Vanessa's watching. That's funny. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Boomtown says, my Sky isn't as fast as my aliens. You see, I felt the same. I don't know why. Adam should be more mature by now. Keep it simple, right? I don't know if you call it smoothie, but it's smooth, yeah. Mangoes are in season now. I have a couple trays of mangoes in the queue, so to speak. Time out, I'd say. I'm 20 minutes over my time. I gotta pack some stuff, I believe. Let's see. Who ordered stuff over the weekend? Orders. Should maybe go further away from the screen for privacy reasons, I think. But yeah, regarding the data quality of the stream, there's probably not much to be concerned about. Oh my lord, 18 orders to ship, and I have about an hour and a half left. So yeah, gotta get back on the blower, my friends. Any last questions? Any last ideas? Otherwise, I will disappear. Where's my chat window gone to? Come on. Here, YouTube, chat. Here we go. So more chat. Vanessa says hi. Okay, I'm saying hi too. I didn't know I would have ladies in the room today. I would not have dressed more appropriately. You know what I am. So yeah, welcome. I'm glad you're here, Vanessa. So Pilsner Popper, first time watcher, really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming in here, because otherwise it would be very boring in here. I don't have a mango tree, but I have a greengrocer who sells trays of mangoes for 20 bucks currently. So that's where I go. That's Fresco in Kinkamba Shopping Village, if you like to know more. Awesome, guys. I buy almost all my veggies there. Lloyd asks for a link to your website that can be ordered from. Just saying, I don't have all the stuff what I'm talking about for sale, but in the stream there should also be a link to my web shop, which is micro-motor-warehouse.com. I selected that name when I didn't know that it's going to be successful at some stage. I was just sitting there saying, oh man, I gotta sell these 50 motors that I have over. Let's quickly get some domain name going. Stream worked great today. Yeah, Shane, I'm happy about that. So I didn't watch intentionally the back stream in order to leave some more bandwidth available. I didn't change much on my firewall settings as well. I didn't figure out how to prioritize RTMP, RSMPT, whatever the protocol is called, port 1935. I didn't figure out how to prioritize that, but I'm glad it worked anyway. Jesse liked it too, so Sketchy Hamster will be in contact with Adam. Yeah, everyone goes to Adam. Adam is making the flag controllers quick. Lloyd found the link, thank you. So Mr. E says thank you. I say thank you too. Look up the Micromotor forum. I can link to the community. I can do that. Well, let me just post a link to the shop, and in there is also a link to the forum. So come on, YouTube. So micromotorwarehouse.com. Click the contact link on top. Contact on the top menu, and then on to forum. First link up here. And you get to the awesome Micromotor community powered by Discourse. 71 unread topics. It's going crazy in here. I can't even read everything what you guys are writing here. Good job. Also, thanks on my busy moderators, helpers in chief. You know who you are, answering all the newbie questions and always stirring up the pot. Thank you, my friends. Back to the chat. Someone saying something. Alan Wee. So, is it normal to have one of your motors fail after 3 flights? Depends on what you do. So there's certainly opportunity to kill motors within the first 3 flights or even before that. Not all motors are perfect. Not all pilots, not all mechanics are perfect. But yeah, Happy Valley 808. If your Valley isn't too happy because you broke a motor, please reply to your order confirmation message and we'll help you out. Last year I bought before and had one failed on the 3rd flight. Yeah, that shouldn't happen, but sometimes things happen that shouldn't happen. Scott Jenkins says, all I can find is a site that says alien flight will be back soon. So is the alien flight page not up yet? We'll be back soon. So I think it's true. It will be back soon, but who knows when soon is. When I'm saying soon, I usually get in trouble. So I'm not saying soon, just reading it. So yeah, Adam, it's going gangbusters on the side. 4. Yeah, so motors can die for a variety of reasons. Here are the 2 main reasons. The first is destroying them during installation. You can push too hard on the shaft and that makes the bottom cap fly out. Or you can crash them and make the bottom cap fly out. So there's a video on the Wisdom page. If you go to my shop and click on Contact Knowledge Base, in there is an article called Mounting Propellers, where some of our resident friends here have created videos on how not to break your motors. And then reason number 2 is if you stall the motors or run them too hot, which stalling them essentially creates too much heat as well. So the stall current of these motors, it's one of the compromises to get so much power out of them. The stall current is somewhere beyond 4 amp. And if you look at the tiny brushes in the motors, if 4 amp is flowing through them continuously, poof. So Scott Jenkins says the micromotor community needs a chat room. It seems more productive. Yeah, there's different tools for different purposes. I actually also have like a TeamSpeak server running. I haven't been on there for weeks, I think. Totally forgot about that. Maybe we can have a chat room as well. So there's no built-in chat room, but something like an IRC chat or something could be quite useful actually. So could you allow links in the chat? Person or Papa asked, you mean in that chat? I don't think so. So I gotta make you a moderator if you want to post links, but can you not just post the string and anyone else who wants to have the link can just copy it out and paste it in the browser bar. So I can't paste the link to the thread, but there's a thread on RCG. So Adam, you can't post links? Okay. Set user as moderator. Yeah, it is a YouTube setting. So normal users can't post links in YouTube comments. Only channel owners and moderators can. So I don't know why, but Adam is now moderator and can post links as him pleases. Lloyd, yeah, oh see, my video transmitter died. So, okay, let's switch that off then. Switch off the other one too, and it's time to call it a day anyway. Let's see, I think the battery died. Yep, that's 3.4 volts per cell, so that was around 2 hours. So, well, that's a good result as well. So my whole ground station, 4 receivers, and the video recorder splitter thing. This whole caboodle here, look, and on the back here is that Linux embedded thing joining the video feeds. The whole thing runs off a 2200 milliamp 3 cell for around 2 hours. That's good. So charge it back up. Yeah, so Adam the Wrenchy is now a moderator. Tim says thank you. I say thanks for lurking. I think 90% of the internet community is lurking. I think lurking the word only was created in the internet days, right? So I encourage anyone and everyone to start creating, start doing stuff, start participating. It's not as bad as it sounds. It might look a bit embarrassing to expose yourself in the internet in one way or another. The worst is probably speaking live on the internet, and I can tell you from my own experience that it takes some I don't know the right word for that, but some good motivation and self-encouragement to do that and not be embarrassed by your own personal errors, mistakes, downsides, problems. Doesn't matter how ugly your face is or how weird your voice sounds. Yeah, so I mean, other people, and do they run away scared, or who the freak is that? Well, even if that's the case, you might find some new friends on the internet who are just like you. And then if you do that, you actually experience that once you put your stuff out there, other people come and help you, give you their advice. Much of the stuff I learned, I didn't learn by reading it. I didn't learn by watching videos. I learned by making videos and posting and publishing the things I do wrong, and other people who are smarter than me tell me how to do it right. So I pick it up, I learn from that, and then after that, I appear a little smarter myself as well. So, Tim, it's time to stop lurking. Master C student, my loyal inhabitant of the chat room, and everyone else who joins frequently here. Thanks a lot. I wouldn't be doing it if you would not have encouraged me to do it. Just as a little recap, I think a month or two ago, I discovered that you can press that live button on YouTube. I said, let's press that, see what happens. And suddenly my webcam was live and people started messaging me, what you doing, what's going up? So that's how this came together. And yeah, I think it's a good way to figure out new things together. So ideally, that live streaming thing eventually also goes in multiple directions. Wouldn't it be cool if you guys could join the party with your own stream? So we would have multiple streams coming in and have a conversation, display our combined workbenches. Wouldn't that be even more interesting for the people who are watching? Which, by the way, is a bit weird as well if you think about it. Who is watching that? So it's people who are watching it right now, participating here in the chat room, but also since I keep the recording, that took a little bit of self-convincing as well to let YouTube upload my ramblings permanently to my channel and have them there for people to watch after the fact. But yeah, it's kind of interesting as well. So in one of the last streams, I was drinking carbonated water. I like carbonated water almost as much as Mango Lassi and Alienware flag controllers, or maybe even more. If I could pick between one of them, I'd probably choose water. And this is not carbonated, this is just flat water with lime juice. But when I was drinking carbonated water, you know what happens? You burp. And yeah, I realized that wasn't the smartest thing to do during a live broadcast. But my point is, one of my watchers, listeners, I'm not sure if you're here, was it Andrew? Andreas, I think. He then sent me a message saying, I'm a little bit concerned about your health. You might have stomach problems. And yeah, he was honestly concerned about it and advised me to visit a doctor. So yeah, interesting, that's how things happen. So let's see, some more takes bolts. Shane, yeah, needs bolts, so to speak. Down with the lurking. Come see the community at community.micromotorwarehouse.com. I stalked Benedict and all his trails, and that is part of how I got here. Yeah, so there have been a few of your kind, Adam, but I think you're really topping it off. So, by the way, I just joined a new online place yesterday. It's a quite popular one, so I think you'll figure that out soon, Adam. And yeah, it's interesting, about stalking and people seeing what I do. Yeah, I used to be like a paranoid security hacker type of guy who was putting up firewalls and never entering his personal information into any forum and was putting wrong birth date everywhere because my birth date could be used by someone to impersonate me. My information, what I'm publishing here, could be used to break into my house or do some other stuff. Or, it could be embarrassing because I'm doing stuff what I don't want the public to see. But these are things that you have to overcome if you're on a mission. So, sketchy hamster is intimidated by the community. No, that's all right. There's a lot of things happening. A lot of people are a little bit crazy on there to help you out with new stuff. So my family is coming back home. Um, and they bring little Star Wars ships, but unfortunately they are not mine. Here you go, Leon. Say hello. Say hello to the internet. You gotta wave. Here's the camera. Say hello. Hello, internet.
Hello, internet.
So thank you for bringing me that. What do you think it is? What do you think that is?
I don't know.
The envelope says David Woods. Haha.
David.
David. You know what he's sending me?
No.
What is it?
Click of the frames.
Exactly. More reggae sharks, my friends. Just arrived. So, anyone in Australia wants some more reggae sharks? Shipping them in small envelopes. Then it's tax-free. Reggae shark. Pilsner Popper says there's a bit of lag in the stream. Yeah, that's right. There should be around 25